Mix on the beat, yeah? Something different.
Welcome back to the second channel, man, and the beat from the intro is provided by Coach Beat. There's a link in the description below that's going to take you to downloadpads.com where you can find this particular beat tape and this particular beat that goes on it, man, and the contact information via Twitter. And if you holler at them to get some beats, tell them I sent you. But anyway, on to today's reply. Today's reply is to Kay Slay, Rise of the City, in which this is pretty much DJ Kay Slay, man, going out, buying a bunch of features from people and buying beats and putting it all together to make his own project. And I got to say, man, honestly, this is better than most projects that are done like this. Like, DJ Kay Slay has a better ear for music than most DJs, you dig? Pretty much the theme of this mixtape, pretty much Rise of the City, is him trying to bring back New York and shit as a dominant force in hip-hop. And which he did it the smart way, man. He pretty much went out and got good production. He didn't focus on one particular type of production like old school hip-hop. He went out and just got some dope-ass beats. Now, my favorite songs off of this was that No Sympathy, Last Days of Hip-Hop, and that I'm Still a Shooter. But yet, I don't like this mixtape for the same reasons that I don't like most mixtapes that are done by DJs and shit like this. It's because they're pretty much just putting shit together instead of letting the creative minds make the fucking songs. You dig? Like, he's financing everything and micromanaging everything and putting it all together, in which it sounds like that. It doesn't sound like a natural evolution of a song. Like, take that Last Days of Hip Hop, man, in which I feel that was the best song on there, which had Papoose and John Connor, which was a collaboration I've always wanted to hear, in which both Papoose and John Connor did their thing on there. But then you listen to the beat. The beat was cool until they started throwing in the 300 sample. The 300 samples fucked up the entire thing. Then take that I'm Still a Shooter, man. There's so many different artists on that shit that multiple people on there fucked up the good verses that were on there, you dig? For every song that's on this mixtape, man, there's highlights and there's lowlights. There's not one single song that you can point out and say, that song was dope all the way around, there was nothing wrong with it, that was a classic song. That shit doesn't happen in any of these fucking mixtapes. The fact that people are just paid to be on the shit and not having any pride in any of these songs, it really takes away the potential of any classic ever being made on them bitches. But I do give it a 6.5 out of 10, man, and I recommend people to go ahead and peep it on out. But anyway, on to Asked, Download Pads, man. And Carlos Wilkins says that Schoolboy Q Break the Bank, man, is overhyped because TDE is so damn hyped up right now. Like, if this was done by anybody else, or if it was done while they weren't as big, then people really wouldn't give a fuck about this song. And you know, I somewhat agree with that, man. Like, a lot of people consider that song to be great. A lot of people think that this album coming up is going to be great as well, and I'm hoping that it'll be fucking great, but all of the signs are pointing that it's not going to be. But you know, being overhyped, overpromoted, all of that shit has always been part of the game. And we're gonna see when this album drops, man, exactly how overrated or underrated Schoolboy Q actually is. And Dirty South Beats asked me, man, how do I feel about Queen City music, in which Charlotte, that's where I live at right now, Charlotte, North Carolina. And you know, I'm not a fan. Like, of all of the artists that's buzzing here in Charlotte, North Carolina, man, it's not anything unique to Charlotte, dude. You can typically compare the artists here to Atlanta. Honestly, I'm fucking happy I don't limit myself to just Charlotte, North Carolina, or North Carolina music, man. I listen to music every fucking where. And I'm always hoping that people here will step it the fuck up, man, but it has yet to happen in all of these years that I fucking lived here. I really believe too many people are too afraid to step out and stand on their own. And those who are able to do that, they don't get the financial support. They don't get the support of the streets here. We don't get radio station support or anything like that here. So ultimately, Charlotte is like a dead-end street when it comes to hip-hop.